Well, it's not a relationship. It's a situationship, as today's Gen Z call it. And you know what? History has an uncanny habit of repeating itself. And nowhere is this more evident than in the troubled, ever-cyclical dance between United States and Pakistan. Today, once again, there is a talk of a new chapter in US-Pakistan relations of cooperation and mutual strategic benefit. Pakistan is eager to showcase its relevance, pitching itself as an indispensable ally for Washington's regional interests. Yet for all the diplomatic spiles and rhetorical overturns, we know how this is going to end. Well, it ends in disappointment, acrimony, and ultimately in tears. History is not on the side of this alliance. It is a strict schoolmaster repeating the same lesson until it is learned. No other institution has shaped this narrative more than Pakistan's military. Time and again, the generals have become adept to convincing superpowers of their unique strategic value. They offer their land, their network, and their unparalleled access to the volatile region. They extract billions in military aid, advanced weaponry, and also gaining political legitimacy. On paper, it's a win-win. But as so many US presidents have discovered, from Eisenhower to Reagan, from Bush to Obama, the promises made by Rawalpindi sounds compelling but are kept rarely. Let's revisit the first blossoming of this alliance in the 1950s, when Pakistan allying itself with the United States against the Soviet Union. Promises of staunch anti-communism were met with American guns and dollars. But in reality, much of this support buttressed Pakistan's ambition against India rather than containing communism. And when the push came to shove, the US found itself unable to count on Pakistan during the pivotal moments. The 1980s too revealed this pattern. When the Soviets invaded Afghanistan, Pakistan once again became the frontline state, the vital conduct for US and Saudi-funded jihad. Well, the result? The immediate rewards were staggering. Military aid flowed and the army grew even more powerful. But the aftermath exposed the hollowness of this alliance. Afghanistan was plunged into chaos, terrorism boomeranged back into Pakistan itself, and the US discovered its partner had cultivated relations with the very extremist network it once promised to suppress. Once again, after years of struggle in Afghanistan, when the US left in 2021, it left behind a major force which continues to haunt Pakistan, TTP or Tehreek-e-Taliban, killing thousands and hundreds of Pakistani soldiers. The post-9/11 era was perhaps the starkest illustration. General Musharraf made himself indispensable after the attacks, promising Washington access, cooperation against terrorists, and operational support too. Billions more in aid showed up Pakistani military. Yet as years passed, the US discovered Osama bin Laden was in Abbottabad, just a stone's throw away from Pakistan's military academy, and saw continued support from Taliban on Pakistani soil. The truth deficit grew into a gulf, and when the aid slowed, the alliances soared. Pakistan was left with a gutted civilian economy, a militarized political landscape, and its global reputation stained. Today's new chapter, in its truth, the oldest story written anew. Pakistan Asim Munir once again presenting themselves as essential intermediaries, whispering promises of access, leverage over Taliban factions, and strategic stability to anxious American policymakers. Yet the underlying incentives, the mutual suspicion, and the misalignment remain. The US will pour in aid and expect compliance. The military will extract what they can and deliver what they must. But when interests diverge, as they inevitably do, disappointment will follow. History is clear. The US-Pakistan alliance is a marriage of convenience, not conviction. Time and again, as soon as interests are no longer aligned, or the cost exceeds the benefit, the relationship deteriorates. And whose tears have flown most freely? Well, Pakistan as society is left to pick up pieces after every strategic high fades. Its democracy weakened, its economy distorted, and its future mortgaged for short-term advantages. Well, the ending is already written, authored by the weight of history. Each renewer merely sets the stage for another fall, with the Pakistani people bearing the heaviest cost.